Good evening. This is Devonna with Handmade with Heart by Devonna, and this is part 2 of playing with my foam clay. Now, I went ahead and cast it, or did it ain't really casting, it's the cookie cutter impressions for the pumpkin. So I went ahead and did that size, and then we did the first one. So I've got one. Well, I ain't gonna stick them together because they're not dry, but you get what I'm saying. We've got 3. So those are drying. See, I stuck them together a little bit. So there's that one. So you can kind of just play with it and manipulate it if the shape's not exactly what you want. There's that one. And then we also did, I don't know if I can pick him up yet. He's a little thinner than he should be. I'm not gonna pick him up, but we did the rooster on the first part. If you want to go back and check my rooster, I did the rooster. Now I did my IOD pumpkin molds, and I put cornstarch in them. And I really didn't know how to do the stem, so I just did it. I ended up putting cornstarch on the whole mold, thinking that I was going to do all of it, but I changed my mind. I don't really have a green color. I could have used the white. I probably could have used the brown, but for time's sake, I decided to just do the pumpkin. And I popped this in my freezer while I was finishing up the other pumpkins. 5, 6, 7 minutes, maybe, not even that long. It's long enough for this to be cold. And what gave me the idea of that is this foam clay reminds me of Formflex clay. And that Formflex is a brand that you can get, and it stays pliable, meaning if you cast something in it 3 weeks from now, if you have it in a sealed container, you will still be able to bend it. This reminds me of that, even though that's not going to happen with foam clay. When it hardens up, it's set. But they're both so light and airy. They're delicate. They're a little bit more delicate to deal with versus our dry clay, which could have pros and cons, I guess. So I decided, let's see if I pop it in the freezer for a minute. Will that make a difference on taking it out? Because the one we're going to do next, I'm not going to put it in the freezer, and we're going to see how much of a difference it is on getting it out. So this is just the pumpkin with the stem, and that ain't no big deal for the cornstarch on there. It's, even if I poured resin, it's not a big deal for it to be there. Look at there, it's already popped loose. So basically, it's stuck on this corner just a little bit. Now here's where it's going to be hard because the stem. So I'm going to have to pry off where I got way too much clay. This is the first time I did this one. I may come up with a better solution. I want to keep the stem intact if I can. And that's the thing about using any kind of clay on detailed molds. See, can you see how I'm basically just going up underneath of that? And it's okay that it's okay. This is more about playing anyway. So, it's going to come off for the most part. And I probably would rust this up anyway. I think it's going to come off. I'm going to get all this off, and I'm going to show you before I clean it up a little bit. But it's set up just enough that, like the rooster, I barely could get it picked up because it's so delicate. Popping it in the freezer gives it that little bit of harden to where you can touch it a little better, but it's still very pliable. Now we got some cleaning up to do on it. See the stem? I got to cut some of that off, and I got to cut this bottom part off. So I'm going to go in with my little tools, and I'm trying to think. Can you see me? And just pick off, see how easy that's coming off of that? And just, I'm gonna clean up Now the one thing about the cornstarch and the foam clay, you don't want to overuse your clay. I cannot put this excess back in my bag like I could have when I pull it off my cookie cutter and it's all around it. I could put that back in my bag, but you cannot put this back in the bag that has the cornstarch on it. You just can't. It would contaminate the rest of your foam clay. Do you hear my gizmo over there crying a little bit? So there's that. I've cleaned that up pretty good. And it's still pliable enough that I can take my finger and just kind of smooth that over. Okay, now I may have to take this. When I get all this excess off, you're going to know what I'm talking about on the stem. But I think what I done worked. And I think popping it in the freezer on this mold was key. Now when I'm doing a live, I might not would be able to do that. But there's ways around that. I can teach you all how to use this. Like me going ahead and doing my my mold prior to going live. Gotta be very, very gently here. I'm just going around and wiping, scraping that off just enough to detach it. Yeah, he pulled right off there. I'm gonna show you just like this. But I could go ahead and do me one to use for my live before I come on my live, and then to teach again, I could do what I just done, and maybe not even take it out of the mold, just so, excuse me, that you can see what you need to do. But I think this turned out pretty good. Hang on, I'll show you. See it? See how I can just gently smooth all them little rough edges? And I don't mind that it's got the cornstarch all over it. I really don't. I mean, I guess it depends on, I could probably take something when it dries, like a wet one, and wipe it. We'll play around with it. I just felt like this reminds me of Form Flex. And, which is pricey, by the way, compared to this. But that is a cute little pumpkin. You know what? Let's just do it, because this is playing anyway. If this messes it up or does something to it, it's not the end of the world. It's just a little bit of foam clay to learn how to use it. I'm just going to ever so gently wipe that off. I don't want to mash down hard, and I'm not trying to saturate it. And we'll just see what happens when we dry this up, if it's made a difference. Where we're not going to be painting it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just wiping that to try to get a little bit of that cornstarch off. Just a little bit at the bottom. Now, what do you think? Don't have to paint it, it's ready to put on something. What do you want to put it on? I like this a lot. So I'm going to lay him over here. Let him dry. This we can't reuse. So this is trash. I'm making a little bit of a mess, as I always do. But that's okay. I need to get my paper towels. I usually keep me a roll of paper towels over here, and I don't have any. So this one is another IOD mold. This is called Hello Pumpkin. The other one is called, I've got it covered up, don't I? The other one is called Autumn Cottage, and it's got all the leaves and stuff on it. We'll play around with some of the other stuff. It's just where I'm new to this, I'm just was not sure about doing all the little details, the real detailed ones. So we'll just do these two pumpkins here. And I probably will put too much, but as you all seen, it wasn't a big deal. These are expensive molds, and I don't want them damaged. I don't want to get something stuck in it and not be able to get it out. But I did not like the idea of spraying these. I just don't like that. I just don't want to do that. I did do the sunflower mold like that, when I cast it hit. But I don't want to do my IOD Moulds. My gut just told me you're not going to like doing that to them. So I'm going to get up there in the stem. And as we can tell already, I don't think too much is a big deal because we can wipe it back off. I'd rather have too much than it to stick. And the more that I do this and learn, I think I will figure out, you know, the correct amount to put on it. But for now, we're going to go with more instead of less. And we may take this over there and pop it in the freezer and let me do something else real quick. I just feel like it ain't covered good. I'm just a little not sure. Now, trying to see if I had another color. Let's do the brick red. Because we are primitive around here. And if I was painting a pumpkin, I don't necessarily paint them all orange. So let's do this big one, this brick red. I'm going to get some out. I don't know how much I need, because that one is bigger. But I am going to be careful not to waste this, okay? Meaning, when I do put it down in that, I can't reuse it, so I have to be careful. Now this is moist. You do have to work it to dry it out a little bit. This is a pretty color. That's very primitive, right? So far, of course, black's black and I love black, but I'm liking this color like a whole lot. So, what do y'all think so far? If you're just joining, I'm an affiliate with Ribbons Branch Crafts, and that's where I'm getting my foam clay at. I have an affiliate code, HEART10. It is tagged on my page. It's in the description at the top that you just have to click on the affiliate, and it will take you to shop. And then you be sure, that is one thing I want to stress. Anytime you use, whether it's my affiliate code or anybody else's, when you get ready to check out and you put that in, pay attention before you hit pay, because you could accidentally spell something wrong and it won't take, and then you think it takes. And I want you to get the discount whether you use my code or somebody else's. And this is if you're shopping for clothes. If you've got a discount, free shipping, something, if you don't type that in right, you think you're getting it, all you gotta do is look and it'll show the discount amount. Now, you know, I'm also an affiliate with Lori with the Farmhouse Stencil Shop. And the same thing with that, it's HEART10. And you can double up with hers and get free shipping if you spend the minimum $35. And you can put both codes in and it's ship it free. And that is also tagged at the top of my page. And yeah, you can go to her website doing that too. And just be careful when you're checking out that you're getting the discount regardless of whose affiliate you're using or if it's free shipping. And that's some advice for even if you're shopping somewhere else and has nothing to do with crafting. Make sure that it takes your code. Okay, I feel like that's good enough. So I feel like it's better to roll it out a little bit. And then, now this one, I would like the stem in a way to be black. Wouldn't that be pretty? And what I done on that other one is I just stopped and then got my brown out and did the top. So I wanted to do that one without recording and see how bad I messed it up. Or how hard it was to do it. So see, I'm just taking this and pressing it down, and I probably did waste this. But I will get better about not overusing it. Because once you use the cornstarch with this, I cannot put this clay back in the container. So that's the only thing is I do need, because I do have way too much here. So, what am I looking for? I do need to close this. Yes, Mo. Do you hear him over there crying like a girl? Try to press that down just a little bit. And I did waste on this, and I'm a little bummed about that. But I might could use this and cast this other one. We might just do both of them in the same color, and that way I won't be wasting. Well, no, that goes about all the way over, though. This is a big old pumpkin. This is a big one. And to be honest, you saw how easy it was to cut the excess off of it, even after putting it in the freezer. So I'm okay with having a little bit of overhang on this mold, because I do think it's going to be easy to clean up your excess. So I'm going to take a little bit of that off. But we may pop this in the freezer for just a minute. Let's see. I think I need a little bit more. We'll just go ahead and do both of these in this color so I don't waste this. And again, I know I've got too much. I feel like I've got too much. Cooper, go lay down. If they were baths, I'd bring them over here and let you see them, but they need a bath. Okay. So y'all will have to let me know in the comments what you all think about this. And see, there's going to be a thing. I'm going to get those stuck together if I'm not careful. You get over there where you belong. You're a different mold. And then I need to stop this one so they don't stick together. I will get better at this as it goes. It's just, I'm not used to how delicate this is. But I enjoy it. I like this. I think it's fun to work with it. So let's do that. And like I said, I'm not even worried now that I was able to fix that one. I'm not worried about it not being smooth because I can clean this up. Now see, I can't save that. I can clean this up with my little cutter after. So we're just going to leave that little bit of a mess there. And let's get a little bit of black. We won't need a whole lot to do either one of those. Or I don't think we will. I think it'll be pretty together. I'm going to take part of it because I don't need a lot. There's that stem. And I'm going to just, I don't even think I need that much. See how I'm trying to do it? And I'm just going to put it down in there and mash it up against the pumpkin. So that's where I'm going to learn that I've got way more than I need. You know what I'm saying? I've got way more than I needed. I'm going to mash it down, make sure it's in the stem, and then we can cut the excess off. That one, we'll mash in. Don't get it against the pumpkin on this other side though. do think I got way too much there. I'm trying to keep it separate from my pumpkin. This is where it gets a little tricky of doing the whole process on a live, unless it's like on my page on Saturday night live, because I'm timed and it's going to be a harder process. I'm going to take them to the freezer. We're going to put them in there for just a minute. I apologize for that. I know that's not the way to do that. Now I'm saving this little bit of black because it did not come in contact with my cornstarch. So always make sure your little bags is sealed because it will dry out. Okay. Let me show you something. This is what I've been working on today. Isn't it cute? And then here's my big one. Cutesy, cutesy. These were made out of, I'll show you in just a second. So I'm gonna put these up here to dry, or they're dry, just to get them on my way. So this is trash. This is what they look like before. It's the little pumpkins from the Dollar Tree. It's got the little green stem in it. I'm not sure how I'm gonna fix this because the hole got too big and my little rod thing's gonna be too skinny. I'm gonna have to put hot glue, or, well, I don't know how I'm gonna do hot glue. I have to figure out something so it'll stay in there. But I painted the bottom of it caramel. And if you watch Straight Jacket Jen, she's got a tutorial on this. I could show you, but she's got a great one, and I definitely can't outdo her. But basically, you take your fabric. I've already got them cut. So, now this one's not homespun, so I'll definitely have to make sure I do it down. But I will put my Type Bond and glue this down. And then I will put Type Bond and put my bedding litter for my nuts. And I just used a pan and done it. And then that's what they turn out like. So I've got these drying. I'm gonna do a primitive one. One of them's gonna be this one, and then the other one's gonna be a primitive one. So let's see what this other stuff is looking like, and then we'll go out and get the, I've got a mess here. I'm the messiest crafter you will watch. Let's see if I can get these slid over here and show you. So these are the cookie cutters that I got from Amazon. There's 3 sizes. And they're already getting hard and easy to hold. What am I going to do with that? I have no idea. What do y'all think I should do with these? There's 3 of them. There's those 2 and then the baby one. Now see, you can put these in a little Ziploc baggie and use these later. You just would have to lay them on something flat. I wouldn't be able to put them like on a smash can. I would have to go ahead and, see, I can still turn it. Now if this was the basin fast casting resin, it would have already been too hard to bend it. But see this, I've got some time. I probably anytime tonight could bend that if I wanted to. And then here is my little delicate rooster that is not wanting me to pick him up. I think I'm just gonna have to let him dry. But this is what he's gonna be. It's gonna be that. But I did him in black. So there's that. I think it's long enough. I just wanted to pop it in there for just a minute to see if it would be easier to get it out. So let's get it and see. It worked on the other one, didn't it? All right, so let's try to get the little one first. See how that pulled apart? I'm not exaggerating that. Look. See? I'm just pulling this down away from it. And it's releasing for the most part. That one corner's not wanting to. And that could be a number of things. I'm not going to break this. I'm hoping it will come apart that I can show you. Okay, remember what we done a while ago? We took this little tool and got up under it. I'm very gently getting to the stem, and I'm trying to figure out how I can raise that up and get it out of there without breaking the stem off of the pumpkin like we did on the other one. So I'm just getting that off, and I'm just, look at there. Just, you've got to be very gentle. You can't pull on this. And it did the same thing as the other one as far as getting the cornstarch all over it. So we're going to take that off. This stem's a little bit easier to work with than the other mold. The other one twists this all the way around. I've got the rooster's head just about mashed off. Lay down there, rooster. This one, see how the stem curls back around it? These other ones kind of just sticks up. So here's this, and then I'm going to show you the whole process. See how it's got all that excess? And then we're going to go in. That's why I'm not going to worry too much when I'm doing the mold, to make sure that I get it with exactly where it's supposed to go, because you can clean it up. And I don't want to waste the clay, but I would rather waste just a little bit of clay than I would be to not get the whole pumpkin impression. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to come in on the stem. Clean that off. So see, you can use, if you're like me and you're thinking, I see everybody using this foam clay, but there ain't no way I can make a little character. Nor do I want to. That's okay, because you can use this for other stuff. And you will find me more than not doing something like this with my clay than doing a character. I'm not going to say that I'm not going to try to do them, but I'm allowed and I have the freedom from Tanya to be creative with the foam clay ever how I see fit. And this is how I want to do it. This is me. This is what I like. And this is me. So let's go ahead and continue to clean this up. Wipe that off just a little bit. I don't think it hurt it at all to do the other one. That way you can see the color better. Look how pretty. Even though it's got some of the starch on it. So we're going to lay that one down. So I did have just a little bit of wasted, not a whole lot. And then let's see, and then I'm going to wash these molds good, okay? Even with putting see how that's popping right up? It may stick in places just a little bit because I've got all this excess here. But I think it's going to pop out pretty good. You just have to be patient and just pull back and forth. See how that's popping loose? Now this is going to have a lot of cornstarch on it. I'll be curious to see how easy it is to clean this one up because he's a big one. Let's check the stem. Turn it over and see if I can get him that way a little bit better. Now he's stuck in a couple places. I can get the stem off. He did stick. I'm not too happy about that. But I think, now that I'm looking at it, I feel like that maybe I didn't have the clay worked enough. It was still a little moist. That may not be it, but I think I had enough cornstarch. I just think for my IOD molds that I might want to make sure the clay's worked really hard, really good. And I am almost done here. I went over the 30 minutes recording. You know how that is when you're doing a recording. I hated that when I couldn't do my lives. Because when I upload it, if I do much over 30 minutes, it took forever to upload. I do want to say that I have a YouTube channel. And that's one thing I wanted to do this recording for. Is because I'm trying to put some content on my YouTube channel. I know I've not put a whole lot on there, so if you're subscribed to it, I do apologize. I'm trying to balance all of the things. But you can't do lives on YouTube until you have 100 subscribers. And I only have about 50 something. So if you're catching this and you have a YouTube subscription, it's free. I would have loved for you to go subscribe to it. I may not put a whole lot of content on there right now like some people does, but I am planning on trying to do better at that. But I would like to be able to have the option of doing lives over there and see what that's like. But I'm not allowed to do that yet. So I really don't know how to get the subscribers but to ask for it. And I would appreciate it. It's my exact same name, Handmade with Heart by Devonna. It's not hard to find me. If you were to have trouble finding me, it's linked at the top of my page. You can just go to it and subscribe that way. I'm also on Telegram. If I go live, I could even do that for if I ever go live on YouTube. See how I'm just mashing that down, smoothing it out a little bit? We're almost there. And you can subscribe to my Telegram or my YouTube by clicking the link at the top of my page, and it'll take you right to it, and they're both free. And I would love to have you. The Telegram is just to let you know I'm going live. Like I'm not doing a Saturday Night Live tonight because of a funeral, and that's one reason I decided to do these today, to have a pre-recorded something that I can upload tonight. But I did get on there and tell them that I was not going live tonight. So it's just to let you know what's up with me. It ain't to blow your feet up, anything like that at all. So here we go. And then I'll let you go. And I'll dry these up. And I may even post a picture of them. But what do you think? I know if we're not painting it, you're saying, well, Devonna, it's got white all over it. Well, I would probably go in with some antiquing wax or some kind of wax anyway. So I don't think that would be an issue. I think I can make this work. And again, the only thing about doing these and then me not knowing what I'm going to do with them is if I was wanting to curve this around something, I would need to go ahead and do that. soon. I do have a little bit of a leadway with this. So there's that one. And here's this one. And this is in the brick red. And then this is in the rusty orange. And I did the brown stem on here. So see, I don't have to paint these. They're ready to go with wherever I want to use them. So I'm going to put him down. Actually, I'm going to lay him right here, and then I'll get a piece of wax paper and put him on it when I get done. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this content. Again, I'm Devonna with Handmade with Heart by Devonna. If you're not following me, I would love for you to give me a like and follow and check me out. I do lives during the week and normally on Saturday nights, and enjoy events and just inspiring and teaching and learning from others. And I just wanted to show you guys what I was up to today. So I hope you've enjoyed. And if you're catching this part, go back and catch the first part. It's just more of the same. And just showing you a little bit. I did a 2-part series because it's easier to upload the pre-recorded that way. So you guys have a great day, a great weekend, and I'll see you. I'll be live Tuesday. Thank you.